Next, please welcome the last contestant today, Nguyễn Hoàng Việt Tùng from class 9C.
Hello everyone, my name is Nguyễn Hoàng Việt Tùng. And before I start my presentation, I would like to thank more than 600 students, teachers, and other staff members for listening to me today. Today, I would like to bring to you the Venice of the Netherlands, a small village known as Giethoorn. Giethoorn was founded about 800 years ago by a group of Mediterranean fugitives. The village soon grew after they found a material known as peat, which is composed of algae, moss, etc. After extracting the peat, they accidentally formed a lot of lakes and canals. That's why today the village is titled the Village with No Roads, due to the fact that most of the transportation in the village is boats. They even have something called a whisper boat, which are noiseless engine boats. As for the traditional housing, they have tightly packed thatched roof homes with perfectly manicured gardens. This goes to show how prideful the Giethoorn residence is of the culture, and also goes to show how close-knitted the community really is. Last time, on the second round of the English-speaking contest, I was asked by Mr. Đoàn Hữu Có, what does the name Netherlands mean? Well, I did my research, and it turns out nether means lower, and lands, it just means lands. So that means the name Netherlands roughly translates to lower lands. This is also why the Netherlands has a lot of dams to protect them from sea-related disasters like tsunamis and floods. And it's also used to protect the wonderful cultures of Giethoorn. And when talking about Giethoorn, I cannot forget about the cuisines and other arts and musics. Giethoorn's cuisines mostly consist of cheese and pastries, all made fresh from farms and from organic ingredients like wheat and milk. Giethoorn has a nostalgic atmosphere to it. That is why so many tourists are attracted to it every year. There, you can do a lot of activities such as kayaking, jogging, archery, or visit the famous Old Mat Museum. So before I end my presentation, I would like to ask the audience a few questions. There will be no penalties for answering wrong, and there will be rewards for those who answer correctly. So here is my first question. What is peat again? Please raise your hand if you would like to answer. Can Mr. Đoàn Hữu Có answer this? So I have asked the audience, this is just to make sure that they're listening. And if they do listen, I'll give them a reward. So let me ask you again, Mr. Đoàn Hữu Có. What is peat again?
What is peat?
Peat, yeah, P-E-A-T. I just explained this in the starting of in my presentation. So
I think it's the name of some regions that belongs to the mine of Netherlands, right?
Wrong. Sorry. It's actually a compost of moss and algae, and it's used as a great source of fuel. Anyway, I still want to thank you for answering. So here is a little reward. Where is the person who's going to hand out the reward again? So for the next question, what are whisper boats again? Please raise your hand if you want to answer. So can Mrs. Zhang answer this question for me?
As I know, maybe it is a kind of boat, right?
Yes, it is a kind of boat.
Yeah. So can you explain more? Can you give more information about that kind of boat? Is this Is there anything special about that kind of boat?
Well, it is called a whisper because it makes no sound. It's called a whisper boat for a reason.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so you know what? Maybe I'm just not going to ask anymore in my presentation right here because I don't think none of you explain what I'm actually saying. So anyway, before I end my presentation, I would like to receive some answers from the judges. So please feel free to ask.
Thank you, Vietnam, for your presentation. Now is my first question. Why is Giethoorn called Venice of Netherlands?
That's a great question because just like Venice, most of the terrains of Giethoorn is rivers and lakes. So most of the transportation is boat, just like Venice. The only difference being that Giethoorn has more of a peaceful atmosphere to it because it's a village, while Venice is an entire city, so it's more crowded and bustling.
Yes, okay. That means people travel primarily by boat, so it's much like Venice in Italy, right?
Correct.
Yes. Okay. Now, second question for you. How does the lack of roads in Giethoorn help the environment?
Well, due to the fact that they mostly use boats, they produce no CO2 waste. That means they won't damage the atmosphere or make the ice in the northern and southern pole melt.
Thank you.
Thank you for your answers. This
Thank
is the
you.
end of my
Good job.
presentation. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Việt Tùng. Thank for the group presentation from 6 contestants today. Everyone, let's cheer for our contestant.